90 Day Fiancé stars Shikina Garner and Sarper have had viewers raising eyebrows ever since they made their debut on The Other Way Season 5. Sarper, in particular, shocked fans with revelations about his past, boasting that he had dated over 2,500 women. But despite his wild history, Sarper appeared determined to turn over a new leaf, and over time, he managed to win over many skeptical fans. Now, the couple is back on our screens in the latest season of the original 90 Day Fiancé series. However, recent hints from Shikina have sparked major speculation that trouble may be brewing between them. In the current season, fans are watching Sarper adjust to a completely new chapter living in the United States with Shikina. The transition hasn't been easy. Sarper was stunned by how cramped Shikina's home was, and things got even more tense when he learned he wasn't allowed to stay in the house whenever Shikina had clients. As an esthetician, Shikina runs her business out of her living room, filling it with professional equipment. Sarper jokingly referred to himself as part-time homeless because of the situation. Yet, despite these challenges, he has continued to show unwavering loyalty to Shikina, doing whatever it takes to stay by her side. But all might not be as perfect as it seems. A popular 90 Day Fiancé fan page, 90 Day Fiancé Update, recently reposted a troubling Instagram story from Shikina. In the emotional post, Shikina poured her heart out, expressing feelings of hurt, loneliness, and blame. She wrote about feeling like a burden and shared that her partner, without naming Sarper directly, would often shut her down rather than support her. One particularly alarming part of the post mentioned a message she allegedly received from her partner, threatening to leave her if she got too skinny. While Shikina didn't provide much context behind her emotional rant, many fans quickly speculated that it could be a strategic move. Some believe she's laying the groundwork for a future appearance on 90 Day. The Last Resort, a spin-off series known for featuring couples in deep relationship turmoil. Skeptical viewers even suggested that producers might have influenced her to post the story to generate drama and storyline for upcoming seasons. Despite the drama, Sarper seems to be thriving in his new life stateside. He's been busy establishing himself as a fitness coach in Los Angeles, sharing energetic clips from his boot camps and fitness classes on social media. His growing number of fans are already lining up, hoping to train with him in person. Meanwhile, prior to Shikina's concerning posts, things between her and Sarper appeared picture perfect. She regularly shared sweet photos of the two enjoying life together, including adorable snapshots of them visiting farms and spending time with domesticated animals. In fact, in a quirky twist, Sarper and Shikina even have a house cow, which made its debut during this season of the show. Whether Shikina's recent emotional outburst is a genuine cry for help or simply part of reality TV drama building remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, fans will be watching closely to see how this turbulent love story unfolds. There's no doubt that 90 Day Fiancé and its many spin-offs have built one of the most successful reality TV franchises ever. Fans can't get enough, whether it's shocking scandals, fiery arguments, false accusations, or even tragic losses. While some couples spark outrage or endless debate, there are a few beloved pairs who viewers genuinely root for. And when it comes to fan favorites, David and Annie Toborowsky are right at the top of the list. Thankfully for their loyal fans, David and Annie recently shared some incredibly heartwarming news, opening up about their emotional IVF journey and welcoming a new addition to their family. Ever since 90 Day Fiancé exploded in popularity, fans have followed the ups and downs of its stars' lives. Sadly, much of the time, headlines are filled with heartbreak, drama, and personal struggles. That's why it's truly special when a couple shares a moment of pure happiness, and David and Annie have given fans exactly that. In a touching episode of 90 Day Diary Season 6, David and Annie pulled back the curtain on their IVF journey. They didn't just casually mention it, they brought fans along for the entire emotional roller coaster. For so many couples around the world, IVF is a physically, emotionally, and financially draining process. Success is never guaranteed, and every step comes with incredible highs and devastating lows. But David and Annie's story turned into one of hope and inspiration. During the second episode, fans learned that their IVF process was a major success, for healthy embryos were created. Soon after, David and Annie received the news they had been dreaming of. Annie was pregnant. Fast forward to March 2025, and the couple proudly announced the birth of their beautiful daughter, Minthirurat, sharing the joyous news with fans through a heartfelt Instagram post. Seeing David and Annie beam with pride melted the hearts of longtime viewers who have watched their love story blossom over the years. But their journey wasn't without its obstacles. In fact, medical history made their dreams seem almost impossible at first. As revealed in In Touch Weekly, David had previously undergone a vasectomy more than 2 decades ago. Due to significant scar tissue buildup, a reversal surgery wasn't an option. Yet thanks to incredible advancements in medical science and David's successful sperm extraction surgery, the couple was able to move forward with IVF and ultimately welcome their precious daughter. While fans were ecstatic about Annie's pregnancy, not everyone close to the couple shared the same immediate excitement. David's son, Jacob Toborowsky, voiced serious concerns. As Screen Rant detailed in January 2025, Jacob worried about his father's past health struggles, including a life-altering stroke David suffered before drastically changing his lifestyle and losing weight. Beyond the health concerns, Jacob also candidly opened up about emotional wounds from the past. During the same 90-Day Diaries episode, he explained his hesitation. "My childhood with my father was very distant. The few times I would see him, it would be maybe an hour or 2, and then months would pass without seeing him. I do have concerns with my father raising another child. Words can only mean so much. He can say he wants to do better, but he's got to prove it." It's a raw and honest perspective, one that highlights the emotional complexity of David's new chapter as a father. Now, as David embraces the second chance at fatherhood with baby Minthirurat, fans everywhere are hoping he'll be the present and loving dad he wants to be. And maybe, just maybe, Jacob will find joy in being a big brother along the way. One thing is certain: 90 Day Fiancé fans are eager to see what's next for the Toborowsky family, and they're cheering them on every step of the way. Stacy, Silva, and Florian Sukaj were one of 6 couples who worked to save their relationship on 90 Day. The Last Resort Season 2. Their primary reason for coming to the therapy retreat was trust issues. Stacy felt she couldn't trust Florian after he spent long nights out partying, even coming home with makeup on his shirt on one occasion. By the end of the season, Stacy and Florian felt confident enough in their marriage to recommit and continue working through things. While Stacy and Florian may have left the resort on a high note, that may no longer be the case. Several signs point to Stacy and Florian possibly being on a break at the moment, or potentially even broken up. The Last Resort Season 2 tell-all was filmed nearly a year after the retreat, which meant a lot had changed. During their segment, Stacy and Florian admitted that they weren't doing as good as they were when they left the resort. On Stacy's part, she felt that things were better for some time before Florian went back to his old ways. Florian, on the other hand, didn't feel like the therapy benefited their marriage at all. Tensions between Stacy and Florian escalated when Stacy's twin, Darcy Silva, and her husband, Georgi Rusev, came out on set. Georgi indicated that Stacy might have a reason not to trust Florian, which she didn't seem surprised by. Stacy later claimed that if Florian broke her trust again, she would divorce him without any hesitation. While Stacy and Florian were one of the strongest couples at the retreat, returning to the real world brought back their issues. The couple didn't seem happy at all during the tell-all, and they may have split shortly after. During an interview with People at the end of March, Stacy seemed to suggest that she and Florian were no longer together. In the interview, Stacy emphasized that she was primarily focused on herself for the time being. Stacy stated, "Florian's doing some new things, and I wish him the best." This strongly indicates that Stacy and Florian are currently not together. It wouldn't make sense for Stacy to say that she wished Florian the best if he were still an active part of her life. While it's possible the split could be temporary, it's also possible that Stacy and Florian may be headed for divorce. Another sign that Stacy and Florian are not currently together is their Instagram accounts. Stacy and Florian are not following each other at the moment, which raises suspicion. It's not normal for a married couple not to follow one another's social media accounts. In addition to not following one another, neither Stacy nor Florian has posted pictures together recently, apart from promotions for The Last Resort. This is a huge indication that the couple may no longer be together. While Stacy and Florian don't currently follow one another, they do follow other accounts from their family. Florian still follows Darcy, who follows him back as well. During The Last Resort, Florian, and Darcy's close relationship caused a lot of issues in his marriage with Stacy. She felt that her sister and husband were too close, even more than she was to either at times. If Stacy and Florian are no longer together, it wouldn't be surprising if Darcy still keeps in touch with the latter. Similarly, Stacy and Georgie still follow one another as well. Since they aren't as close as Florian and Darcy, it would be odd for Stacy to follow him and not her husband if they're still together. All the signs currently point towards Stacy and Florian no longer being together. However, nothing is certain until either of them officially speaks out on the relationship status. Sophie Sierra from 90 Day. The Last Resort is asserting that her ex-husband, Rob Warren, is the true villain. Sophie initially introduced her relationship in 90 Day Fiancé Season 10. She came to the United States on a K-1 visa to marry Rob. At the time, Sophie and Rob seemed to be a well-matched couple. They were both young individuals of mixed race who had encountered similar challenges in the past. Sophie and Rob also shared goals and interests and seemed to be deeply in love with each other. As Sophie spent more time with Rob, she noticed his red flags. She discovered her husband had a short temper and wasn't the person he appeared to be during their long-distance relationship. She also found out that Rob had been unfaithful in the past. Despite marrying Rob and obtaining her residency in the United States, Sophie struggled to have a happy marriage. In 2024, the couple joined 90 Day. The Last Resort Season 2, seeking therapy to address their issues. The intense experience made her realize Rob wasn't the right man for her. Sophie and Rob have received criticism on social media for their actions on screen. However, things took a turn after the tell-all episodes premiered, where Rob accused his co-star, Jasmine Pineda, of cheating on her husband, Gino Palazzolo, and getting pregnant by another man. Recently, Sophie took to her Instagram story to criticize those who support Rob over her. She wrote people are still supporting an abusive man, he hides it on TV. Sophie insinuated that Rob is the true villain and suggested that people should support her as she is the real victim. Sophie highlighted Rob's malicious conduct in her message. She mentioned, he also called an unborn baby names and called a pregnant woman a WG. Plus there's even proof online of him throwing things at me. Sophie contested that Rob's behavior wasn't as kind as he portrayed on camera. She condemned the viewers who sided with her ex-husband, stating, "Yet people still want to act like Rob was just the nicest guy ever and I'm just immature because I left." Sophie concluded her statement by expressing frustration with critics for spreading misinformation about her experiences. Sophie made some bold claims about Rob's abusive behavior in her Instagram story. She wrote, "There's even proof online of him throwing things at me." Sophie reminded 90 Day Fiancé fans of the older content she had posted, including videos of Rob acting erratically and aggressively. She tried to remind fans of the time he threw her belongings in the trash. Sophie also alleged Rob had been abusive towards her, stating that he caused her to have stitches above her eye. She added that she left him because of his abusive behavior. Sophie provided some details about Rob's short temper. She acknowledged that she hadn't mentioned his abuse on TV because she didn't want to discuss it in a public forum. The British woman expressed her frustration, saying, "People have zero idea what I actually went through." Sophie concluded by accepting that people may never acknowledge Rob's abuse towards her, as they only believe what they see on TV. Sophie added, "At the end of the day, it's a show for the purpose of entertainment. You do not see what happens behind closed doors." Sophie concluded her lengthy Instagram story by informing fans about her upcoming plans. She stated, "My life without him is very peaceful," revealing that being around him had been traumatic for her. Sophie went on to say, "I don't care to speak on it anymore because my life does not revolve around a TV show." She expressed that she understands the challenges she faced in her relationship with Rob, revealing, "That man hates women. As you guys can see, he didn't argue with a man who literally tried to get at his wife because he only attacks women." Sophie ended her message by informing fans that she no longer wanted to engage in negative conversations. She said that she had worked hard to improve herself and didn't want to jeopardize that progress for the sake of drama. Sophie wrote, "I know what I went through and have worked so hard at healing from it, so that's good enough for me." She accepted that she's single and content, which appears to be the two main things Sophie is prioritizing following her unsuccessful marriage with Rob. Sophie has stated her intention to maintain a peaceful life and is putting all her efforts into healing from her failed relationship. In April, Sophie posted an update revealing she's still recovering from the heartbreak. The 90-day fiancé alum reshared a quote that read, "Via law of attraction live I healed. I learned. I grew. I set boundaries. I stopped settling." While Sophie is taking the right approach by giving herself the time to heal, her former partner, Rob, has already moved on and appears to be dating a cast member from a previous season. Recently, the franchise announced its latest spin-off, 90 Day Hunt for Love, which features former cast members attempting to find romance once again. The spin-off seems familiar to shows like Love Island and Bachelor in Paradise, but much more chaotic and scandalous. Rob is one of the cast members on the show, getting involved in love triangles. Sophie is opting for a peaceful life, not seeking attention or trying to prolong her fleeting fame. The 90 Day, the last resort star wants a simpler life and to focus on her new business.